They say the definition of idiocy is to do the same things over and over again and expect a different result. Upon saying that, this is take 623 million, billion, gazillion, alillion, a willion of the Bogan crafter. Hi, I'm Sarah, I'm the Bogan crafter. And this is take 163 million, billion, gillion, alillion. And this may not make it to air, but I'm giving it one last shot before I A, throw my phone, and B, run away, never to return. Because this is take 623 million, billion, gazillion, alillion, a willion, we're just going to dive in. Stuff the small talk, stuff my music antidote by saying that I made this start recording by saying record video instead of pressing any buttons, which makes me a computer genius and no longer a Luddite. Stuff any of that. Let's just dive in. First on the table, actual acquisitions. I know this never happens. Now, I will say this starts off in the sewing world, but it does lead directly to the fabric world. So it was my birthday on May the 1st. And so that meant birthday money. I had birthday money to spend. I was very excited. And I had also, so our supermarkets don't do coupons, they do reward points. The big major ones have their own reward points, and I had saved up enough to get my husband the very replacement pair of very expensive sunglasses. He's had a crack on them for about 3 years now. And I finally got myself a new sewing machine. It had been about 2.5 years since I had a working sewing machine. We didn't buy one when we first moved down here, and then we just put it off till we bought our own home. So I now have a working sewing machine. So I brought myself this fabric to make a project bag. And I apologise for the children in the background. They've been very patient, but this is 600 take 23 million, billion, gazillion, a willion. So I had bought myself this to make a project bag. And I got everything else except, right, I forgot to buy Pellin for the bottom. Kicking myself, so I was just going to order it. But I went to get bread and milk at this little set of shops that's 5 minutes up the road. And at this little set of shops is a knitting/sewing shop. Knit Good, Sew Good too, something along those lines. And they'd been closed because of COVID. But Australia is slowly opening up because we're doing really quite well. Still scary, but doing good. And they didn't do online orders, so they just closed. They were open. And so I just ran in, since I was getting my bread and milk, and grabbed my Pellin. There was a customer at the counter, which meant I had a look around, so I wasn't standing on top of them because I still social distancing. And while I was looking around, I found, isn't this fabric cute? So it's got knitting needles and sewing machines, no crochet hooks, unfortunately. But it's adorable. So I'm going to make myself a little notions pouch. I don't care that they don't match. I don't care about that at all. I'm going to make myself a little notions pouch. Well, after I grabbed that, she was still talking, trying to explain this pattern to this newbie knitter. And so then I had a look at the yarn because I couldn't stand behind her, social distancing. And so 50% off in the store. It's like a miracle. So I grabbed 3 balls of this. So this is Surdar, but I always pronounce it cider. Snuggly. It's so squishy. Squishy, squishy. It's Snuggly Spots. This is pink and purple, and there was a few other colorways. This is 55% nylon, 45% acrylic, 165 meters, 179 yards, 50 grams. Now I am going to do the Hope Cardi by Katy Peterson, and I'll link everything below. It's just an 8-plate little girl's cardi with 3/4 length sleeves. She doesn't feel the cold as much as I do, and it is getting colder here, so she does need something. And then I was on Ravelry this morning before I got out of bed, just browsing the new patterns, seeing what was up. And I noticed a cardigan cowl, and it was quite a gorgeous cardigan cowl. And the store had 50% off. And so I grabbed 10 balls of this. So this is Merino Magic. I'm pretty sure this is an Australian wool company. It isn't itchy. I'm quite happy for this. I've got a little bit of sensitive skin, but this is pure wool, so not great for everybody. It is 8 ply, it is 50 grams, 105 meters, and it is the most gorgeous blue. Slightly more royal in real life, and I grabbed 10 balls of that. So, fabric, yarn, pellon, and a couple of zippers, and I got out of there for 42 bucks. If you're an Australian, you know that is a freaking good deal. 10. 3. Quilting fabric, pellon, and zippers. Oh, and a heavy-duty Gutermann thread. Bargains galore. But wait for it, because that's not my only acquisition. I needed to go grab some extension cords. I've got a broken PowerPoint down here that's being fixed tomorrow. So I went to the $2 shop. Now, there was people in front of me, so I went around the back of the $2 shop. And wait for it, I saw this guy. Now, my hair almost matched this. When I first did it, it is dyed down now, because you know what it's like with pink. As soon as you put it in, it fades. Look at this. So this is a jumbo muffin, and it's got pink, a darker pink, aqua, or minty green, aqua, purple, and a bright pink. And so I'm not going to lie, 2 balls of this jumped directly into my arms before I grabbed the extension cords. Not quite sure what to do with this. I think I worked out, so this is premium yarn jumbo muffin pixie. It's just a cheapo, but it's still quite squishy. I think we worked out there'd be roughly 720 meters between the 2 balls. So if somebody wants to suggest what to do with, Ravelry says it's a 10 ply. Another online site says it's an 8 ply. Oh, yeah, 8-ish skinny 10. So if anyone has recommendations, I think I want this around my neck, but I haven't found the right shawl pattern for it. So I told you my sewing acquisitions led directly to my yarny acquisitions. I also bought paint. But you can't see any of my works from here. So that's my birthday money. Acquisitions, people. Actual acquisitions. Let's get on to now the finished objects. So we have a couple. Oh, I've got this guy on my lap. So it's mostly very boring because I was still recovering from the spinal stenosis and my arthritis, being a cow and working while homeschooling and just life. So we have just a plain granny in a, this was Lincraft's cheap ass wool. This is a DK in a maroon, which the funny thing about this is my high school uniform colour. Australian high schools have uniforms, the majority of Australian schools have uniforms. So I had this on the bottom with lemon on top. I mean, look at that combo. That was fetching, right? Fetching. So that's the most boring FO, but it's done. It's a nice throw rug. My husband hates blankets on the couch. We bring them out anyway, but I thought if I dedicated one, it's not. It's just being added to. My next, what have I got? My next finished object is this basket. So you remember my crazed middle of the night dyeing session of the sisal? That's what I've used in here. Hang on. Needs a little bit of stiffener to it, so I'm probably going to get some starch. So that's the green and the blue, and it's a big bugger. It is floppy basket because I have a dog who's part corgi, and she's only got little legs, little ridiculous legs. Big, huge ears, little ridiculous legs. So it needs to be floppy enough that it can hold her toys, but also she can get a great big old head in there to grab them out. And unfortunately, she's got sharp teeth, so all of her toys are in parts. She needs new toys. That was my second FO. It's quite big. It's looser than I intended because I was doing it during the arthritis attack, so my tension was really quite loose. I don't hold the yarn in the same way when I'm using the sisal. So normally I wrap it around the pinky and then over this finger, and then I work like that. With the sisal, I just tend to run it over the finger, and I think I put a band-aid or something on it. My next finished object is a mum and daughter version of this. Oh, squishy. So apparently I'm against animal cruelty, but I really don't care if it's teddy bear homicide. This is cheap ass from the reject shop. Birch yarn, Misty, I believe it's called. My ball band's of course gone missing. This I've just done in a, well, you can't even see, yet again in a granny stitch, because we all know finding the hooks, finding the little stitches in this, oh, meeting it. Finding the stitches in this furry yarn is hell on earth. So aside from the chain, you don't need to find stitches, you just need to find big old holes, which are easy enough to do. So this took 2.5 balls of the Birch Misty, and then, not even 2.5, 2 and a bit. And then I did just a smaller one for my daughter because she was cold too, and we did this before we had the bonfire for my birthday, because we're now allowed to have 2 adults that don't belong in the house visiting. And so I had my sister-in-law and one of my best friends over. To go with the very, very fluffy soft cowl that's also been really lovely at work. Finished. It's got pom-pom. But this is the Suzette Beanie. Now I'm going to say this wrong and I apologise. By Nannay Madel. This was in an 8, pretty sure it's 8 ply. I don't know where the ball band of this. 8 ply with a 5.5 hook. It's got a single crochet band, and then it's a free pattern, so I'm not giving away any secrets. It does double then single. Double then single, skip, double then single. She just worked hers up in a tube and then you're meant to gather it. I did do some decreasing, which you can't see, you can't notice, but it just, I find it was less bulk on the top of the head, and this has been a lifesaver. These both smell slightly like a bonfire still, so they need a good airing. And when I was at work the other week at Bateman's Bay, I had forgotten my lunch. And so I ran into the reject shop and they had a velvet yarn very cheaply. And because it was in front of the counter while I was buying my food, I just picked up 2 balls of the velvet. So just cheap velvet, birch something. 1 black, 1 white. Again, a granny stitch, the week of the granny stitch. It was just kept my mind occupied at lunch because I can no longer sit in at the cafe and have a luxury lunch and luxurious. So I sat in my car, I whipped myself up a beanie, and that helped me deal with all the idiots that were at Bunnings that day, because the idiots there are. I think that's it for my FOs. I got my whips, I've got whips and under whips. I've also written my sanity. So if someone wants to help me work on that, that'd be greatly appreciated. But FO, Suzette basket, sisal basket, tick. I used my handmade 8mm hook for that, which is really comfortable. I'm gonna make myself some more hooks for sure. The Suzette beanie, tick. The adult and kid matching fluffy furry teddy bear homicide cowl, tick. Black and white velvet towel, tick. Granny blanket, which has become my fast favourite for sitting and watching TV. Is it wrong to start the office again? I need like the mac and cheese equivalent of television at the moment. Then I mentioned my future casts on the Addy lace cardigan. Oh, I can't wait. Cowl, I'm going to start the beginning of that today. And my daughter's cardigan. It's just so squishy. Do I like the child enough? No, I'll make her the cardigan. No, my whip. So obviously, this was just a cheap cape. Again, birch yarn, I believe. This is my second ball, so I've already used it. But so grey, light grey, purple, pink, light pink. I think I'd much prefer a more gradual change. Where's a change? But it's literally here 1 minute, there gone another. This is the Homespun Beauty see if I can pull it into shape a bit. I'm going to have to steam block this one, I think, because it's just an acrylic. So I've almost finished. I think I've got 3 rows to go. But I don't do the pointy, I just sort of throw it over. And again, I'm in factories everywhere, so I'm really looking forward to having some nice handmade things to go around my shop. I generally give away stuff, I don't generally keep stuff. So I, at the moment, have 2 cows, a shawl, and I've got my favourite knitting shawl, which I'll bring out next time. I'm like in warmth heaven. All I need now is some fingerless mitts for my poor arthritic finger. Maybe I should just make like a finger cover. These are my worst, the others I can use, but at work I'm touching my phone screen every 3 seconds because I'm scanning objects, ordering objects, checking orders. I'm a hardware rep. So I need these fingers free. So I was either thinking fingerless mitts, but I need them to go above the knuckle because that's where I have the pain. Most of them seem to stop under. So I'm either going to need to convert something or make something. Or have you seen the mittens that use like the camera finger hole? So they're full mittens, and you've either got the convertible that flip over, or you've got they're full mittens with and you just stick your finger out. They're for camera phone photo taking. English, Sarah. Really have broken myself. But I thought if I did the mittens with these fingers, I could still do everything I needed to do and then just take them off when I'm fixing displays and things. So to no one's surprise, I got interrupted earlier. So this is hours later and I'm back. It is about 8 o'clock at night. I'm sort of preparing the house to go down. I did get some sewing done, which is fun to work a sewing machine after so long. I enjoyed it lots. It's just most of my project bag. I've just got to, what do I got to do? Buy big eyelets because the biggest ones I had were too small, and some cord, and this is going to hold decent project. Maybe not a jumper. I might fit Lara's cardigan, but not a jumper that would fit me. But I'm looking forward to using it. It's very beautiful. I'm very happy with my fabric choice. It's a calico. I love calico. And this is a decorator weight fabric, so it's got some heft to it. And this is just a cotton, light blue cotton. The only other thing that I did want to ask, and I need your opinion, this is Hortense. Hortense replaced Gertie. Because the children broke it. I don't need to use a walking stick often. Occasionally I do. I don't mind 100% because part of my condition is clumsiness, so if I accidentally whack people in the way in the shopping centres, that's allowed, right? It's part of my condition. But Hortense is super ugly. So I need help on decorating him. I'm not sure whether to yarn bomb him, whether to spray him with glitter spray paint, whether to wrap him with rainbow yarn and use some hot glue. I'm not quite sure. Please leave me suggestions on what you think would be fun on a walking stick. I already get looks being a youngish person with a walking stick, so that part doesn't look at me, so I don't care if he's loud and brash. And I might leave you... Oh, did I give you the details for the cardigan cowl? I can't remember. So it is the Addy lace cardigan by Sincerely Pam, and it's hosted on the Furls website. It's published by Furls, according to Ravelry. And it's an 8-ply, so DK weight, with a 5mm hook if anyone wants to join. I think the first clue goes up on the 12th of May. Today we discovered was the 6th of May. So next week I'm going to sit down after I get the kids' schooling ready for tomorrow, because I am out from sunrise to sunset tomorrow. So I need the kids' worksheets down for their schooling. I'm going to sit and I'm going to do my swatches, actual swatches. Like, the likelihood of me swatching stuff generally is less than the likelihood of me sewing in ends. I mean, I showed you this before and I'm not going to lie. Watching it back, I noticed a little end angle out. I just threaded it through But I'll leave you here. I'll stop waffling on. I really hope you're having a beautiful day, night, evening, weekend, and you're being safe. Keep up your social distancing. We're doing a good job, Australia. We're doing an amazing job. America, keep it up. You guys we can all be done with this soon if we just keep it up and behave. Love you all. Please be safe and be happy. And I'll see you later, chooks. Bye.